Have you ever gotten into a queen bed and wish you had somebody with you? Have you ever picked up a guitar and felt like you didn't have enough fingers to play it? Have you ever picked up a guitar and it's been too heavy to hold on your own, and you just felt like you needed a friend? Well, we have a guitar for you.
All right, what are we doing today?
We are going to be checking out this sick guitar that's too heavy to hold, and it won't stay on my lap.
Checking out some bad decisions is what we're doing.
What's up, ladies and babies? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Zach here, and I have with me two friends.
I'm Daylen.
Ty.
And today we're checking out Daylen's financial misadventure that is his double neck Stratocaster of unknown origins, but it does have a Peavy Predator neck on it. Hi.
This is the first time we've ever talked.
Hi, my name is Zach, and this is my former roommate, Daylen.
Hello, I'm Daylen.
We all lived in one very cramped room. Here's a picture of it with a lot of
crammed.
Probably the most guitars in one room at a time that's ever been achieved.
Ever.
With 3 people living in there. So
I had only 2. Let it be known. At the time.
I think I had 6 stringed instruments. Maybe 7. No, maybe I did have 7 at the time. Mandolin, 1 bass, 2 Squires, 2 Fenders, a crappy Fender acoustic, the Tysco. Yeah, it's a lot of guitars. Anyway.
Zach was balling out.
Yeah, still am. But see, Daylen now has 2 guitars that are really nice. He has a PRS custom PRS single cut that was made for Ryan Shrout of formerly of Cutlass.
Mm-hmm.
Is that correct?
Yes. Yep.
Big baller move right there. And you have a American Pro 2 Stratocaster.
Mm-hmm. That is a very fun guitar. Both of those are really fun guitars. The PRS is, I've played it before in some environments, and the sound guy said this is very you would call it a hot guitar. And the sound guy, we finished practicing a song, and he's like, "Hey, Daylen, your guitar sounded really good. A little bit too much gain. Can you turn off your overdrive pedal?" And I looked at him and I said, "I don't have any effects on right now." And he was like, "Oh, okay." And I think I might have rolled the volume off at that point or something like that. But that's how I describe that PRS to people.
Has the hottest humbucker I have ever played.
It's so fun.
This side of a Seymour Duncan Invader, although I haven't actually played one of those. But it's a Rio Grande pickup of some kind. It's just scorching, but yeah, it's really nice. And then you got that American Pro 2 Strat.
We're here to talk about these 2 guitars, and by that we mean this guitar.
Shoot the stand. Why can you see the pickup through the back? Oh my gosh, we'll have to get that in the B-roll. My arm is falling off. Yeah. So this is the Daylen's 12 string, his misadventure.
18 string.
18 string. There's 12 strings and 6 strings. It's of the let's hoist it up. Hold it on our laps.
Yes.
It's of the Stratocaster variety, and there's a wiggly stick on the 6 string side, and there's a Tune-o-matic on the 12 string side, which is pulling out of the sockets, and it's terrifying.
Yeah, the sockets are much too big for the posts, which I did not discover until I brought it home and was changing the strings, and the posts fell out, only to reveal raw wood underneath.
Yeah, you gotta fill those in, buddy. There are some ceramic single coils. They sound like ceramic single coils, whether that's good or bad. I played a Squire Strat at church one time. It was like it was like in the back room or something, and I dug it out and like cleaned it up. I actually really like the sound of the ceramic single coils, not gonna lie. They had like bar magnets on the bottom, just like this guitar does.
You can get some fun sounds out of them.
Yeah, they're just really punchy.
It's a thing. They're
punchy.
thing.
They're the punchiest pickups. Maybe good for like funk or something like that. But yeah, no, this guitar is insane. It is kind of Peavy. It's part partly Peavy Predator.
Yeah, it was marketed to me as a Peavy Predator. And then after I first saw it, I went home and discovered that there was no such thing as a Peavy Predator double neck. Maybe false advertising. I don't know. I'm just kidding. It does say handcrafted in the USA on the back of the Peavy Predator neck. So maybe it's made in America. Maybe I found, just a gem of a gem.
I can definitely say it looks handcrafted because the pickguard is
Handcrafted.
It's wildin'. There's like
It's a little chewed up.
and just hand cut. It's the definition. See, hand built's not always better. Sometimes you want a machine to do stuff.
You
know what I'm saying?
I haven't taken the pick guard fully off because I think there's 37 screws holding the pick guard on approximately, but I believe that it's one giant cavity underneath the pick guard.
That would make sense. One fun fact about the pickup cavity is that you can see the back of the middle pickup on the 6-string side through the tremolo hole underneath the springs. So it also weighs, we weighed it a lot. It weighs a lot, almost as much as my acrylic bass. Imagine this thing, but with an acrylic body.
Oh, goodness gracious. That would be the hardest material known to man.
Yep.
Or the heaviest.
It'd be so dense. Start a black hole.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty sweet in shows. It's not really that practical to play sitting down. It's not really that practical to play standing up. I'm not exactly sure what position you're supposed to play this in, but it's not really comfortable no matter how you play it.
On your back. Supposed to play it on your back.
That's an interesting observation, Ty.
Maybe. I mean, you could like...
It's the only way
You
it's
could,
not
like-
that heavy.
I don't know. Yeah, it's so heavy. It's so heavy.
How much does it weigh?
I don't know. It's definitely more than a Les Paul.
Here, I'm gonna
We
go
have to
down.
weigh it. Ty, grab the scale.
No, I'm gonna wait.
There's a scale in the bathroom.
Are we gonna put it on the scale?
Yeah.
Weigh yourself on it, and
That's what I
then
was gonna do.
Oh, okay. Well, bring the scale and put it right in front of the door. We're gonna weigh the double neck for
We're doing
science.
science.
We're doing science. See, bosses, I am doing science, just not on what you want.
put that PhD to work, boy.
This is not for like.
Why is it?
level.
There might be something underneath
Don't
one of the
look.
feet. Ty.
Don't look, I'm ashamed. Oh wow, I've actually lost weight. Right.
See what that number is.
Hey. I've got some rocks in my pockets.
Okay, so 217, 218, basically.
Whoa.
Oh, it turned off.
Buddy,
Just
my gosh,
stand on it.
I got Benson all over my socks.
Just stand on it. It'll turn
No,
back
you
on.
have to make sure it's calibrated.
It always calibrates itself.
All right, this is a grand total of 13 pounds.
Now, Ty,
13.4.
in your
to be exact.
advanced experience owning guitars, electric guitars, how is that heavier or lighter than most electric guitars?
It is heavier than every guitar I've ever owned.
How many guitars has he owned?
He has owned a ukulele.
I did not own that ukulele. That was Jaden's.
So you've owned 0 guitars. You have owned a lot
Correct.
of drums, though.
I do have a lot of drums.
Yeah.
I marched with 30-pound drums, though, because I had quads. So this is actually lighter than what I marched drumline with.
Okay, so Ty's saying for
So
guitar
stop,
players,
boy.
stop being a wimp and play your double neck, Daylen. Gosh dang it.
Your opinion is a heavy guitar is a heavy guitar or a light guitar gonna sound better?
See, if it's heavier, that means it's worth more, which means it sounds better. Because the more money you pay, the better it sounds.
You heard it here. That's where my problem is. It's not heavy, or it's
not heavy.
not expensive enough. I never named this guitar.
We need to name it. We need this guitar needs a name. What's like, because some people name their guitars after women that they have loved in the past, but this guitar I think deserves is maybe it should be named after an aunt, maybe great aunt.
I think I named it at one point, but I don't remember what I named it.
Like a good name for this guitar would be
What was Eric Clapton's
Big Bertha.
Strat called?
Blackie and Brownie. Don't think those names would fly anymore today. I mean, people are getting like they're changing the name of like trying to change the terminology from like blackface to black panel for the Fender amps, which I kind of get. I guess I subscribe to that. But I don't know what you would call this.
You
guitar.
could call it. I don't know. Leave a comment, and while you're down there, leave a like. You know what I'm saying?
Let's talk about the controls on this thing. Oh, gosh, it's so freaking burly. I think it should be named
Bertha.
Bertha. There's no other name but Bertha. So
Or like the Titanic or the USS Ever Given. I don't know. Some big
USS
boat name.
Nimitz. Just name it after like one of those big aircraft carriers, the Gerald Ford. Ooh, Gerald Ford's a great name for this. Okay, anyway. Now you might be looking at this guitar going, how the heck do you control it? Well, it has the normal Stratocaster controls of volume, tone, and a 5-way switch right here.
The 5-way switch feels so solid, by the way. I don't know. You can't feel it through this video, but solid. Solid.
Now, you might be thinking, now, what's this knob over here do? Well, this is the volume control for this neck. And this, the selector switch actually works for both necks. And you might think, how is that possible? Well, most of these blade switches actually have 2 sets of contacts. And for a Stratocaster, you only need one side. So you can use one side of the switch for this neck and the other side for this neck over here. And so then this volume control controls these pickups, and that one over there controls those pickups. So yeah, it's not that complex.
And the tone knobs, they do control both sides, but the tone knobs are more of an on-off style tone knob. There's tone or no tone. We'll just say that.
There's always tone. What are you talking about? This thing's full of tone. There is a silly stick, as Daylen has called it, with 4 screws holding.
I was
it to
just
the body.
going to point that out. It is a 4. You might is this a vintage style bridge or is this a modern style
4
bridge?
screws.
It's 4. It's in between.
Yep, it's the Peavy Predator trim. My assumption is that someone bought a Peavy Predator, maybe bought 2, and then somehow got this double neck from this 12-string neck from some other guitar. And then just like build the body themselves or something.
I believe the body is 7 pieces. I think one time I counted like where the splits were. It's
like my telly.
It's many pieces.
Yeah, a lot of pieces. So we're gonna play it together, and then
it's gonna be a bonding experience.
Yep, we did not already play it together, not at all. Let's see, what else is there
Movie
to say
magic.
about this guitar? How did you get this guitar again?
So it all started when my friend Braden, actually I think I broke the string on Braden's guitar, and so
String breaker.
we went to a guitar shop here in Corvallis called the Fingerboard Extension, and we've had many fun times at the Fingerboard Extension. They have all kinds of wacky instruments there, drums.
They sold Ty what the store clerk described as the symbol.
Mandolins.
Mandolins, old, new. They consign stuff, a little of everything.
They have like a Leslie speaker on a shelf, like sitting up above the shop, and I've always wanted to ask about that, but been too afraid to know the price.
It's a real neat little spot. If you're ever in town, hit up the Fingerboard Extension. But we were walking around, your buddy needs strings. What do? Everybody hops in the car and we all go to the music shop and play all the instruments and then give them $10 and get strings and walk out, right? Everybody does it. That's
Guilty.
We walk in, and I had recently been at a Guitar Center before then and discovered what my impulse buy price range was, because there was a guitar there that I was like, oh man, I really want this. And I was responsible that day and I didn't buy it. And we were at Fingerboard Extension, sometime later after that, and we were walking around, and I had always wanted a 12 string, and this guitar was also within my impulse buy range, and just everything happened all so fast, and I was very back and forth. I think we ended up going to that store twice that day, just to look at it, and I was kind of on edge about it. And my friend Liam, my roommate at the time, I was playing it. We were plugged into some crappy amp there, and he looked at me and he said, "Daylen, you'll never have this opportunity again to buy a double neck at this price range."
He was right.
And I like to believe that he was right in that moment, and that was what sold me on this guitar, was that.
It was too cheap to refuse.
It was one of a kind, and being the finance major that I saw it really as an investment. And now in the finance world, we do have depreciating and appreciating assets, and we don't really know what this one is.
Tell us about the experience of you playing it live.
Oh my gosh. So I bought this, hop in a time machine with me. I bought this in November of 2021, I believe, and bought it and brought it home. And I was so excited about this guitar. And then like a week went by and I started kind of having a little bit of like buyer's remorse. Oh man, maybe I made a bad decision. Maybe this wasn't the best financial decision.
Sorry.
Hit that again.
Glorious.
Maybe this wasn't the best financial decision. And I kind of wallowed in that for a little while. But in January of 2022, me and some friends, Zach and his band, and me and
Makeshift Casual.
and
check us out on Spotify.
Me and our band with Ty, who
Avocado Tuna.
Yeah, Avocado Tuna.
They do not have any music on Spotify.
We had a show here in Corvallis, and all the boys were there, and all of our friends were there. It was so fun, and everybody knew that I had just purchased this double neck, but I was kind of trying to hide it away and not make obvious that I was going to play it. And we played through a couple songs, and then it came time for me to get the double neck out. And let me just say, every ounce of, well, maybe not every ounce, but most of the remorse that I had was gone in that exact moment, because I got it out, I held it above my head, holding onto the body, and everyone just started chanting, double, 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 double. And it was a beautiful, beautiful moment. And I had the hugest grin on my face. And in that moment, it was worth every penny.
What was the first song you played live with it?
Oh man.
Was it Elephant or?
No, I think it was a Mac DeMarco song.
Oh.
Shoot.
Jaden's going to kill you for not remembering.
It might have been Chamber of Reflection.
Oh,
I think it was.
Perfect.
And I don't know, I've watched the videos from that, and this guitar did not stay in tune through that song. It was quite heinous. The ceramic pickups they're very bitey. Sometimes we have these buzzwords as musicians, like you might say warm, but sometimes saying warm is a nice way of saying dull. Or you might say bright, but bright is really a nice way of saying shrill. Wow, that was beautiful. And we'll just say this was bright and bitey, which is, shrill.
And heinous. Sorry. Not heinous. Beautiful in its own way.
God bless the sound guy.
I don't know. I don't. Maybe if you could fix that bridge post thing and then maybe change the pickups or like get the necks, like get the frets fixed up.
It was so fun to play in that show, and I rode that wave of enjoying it for months. I don't play it that much anymore, if I'm honest. But I go back and forth every day about selling it because it would be way easier to buy. Well, maybe not every day, but it would be way easier to buy a new piece of gear if I could roll the money from this into it. But I think it's it would be a fun thing to hang on the wall or, just bust out every so often for stuff like this or at shows. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Or just let me borrow it and jack around with it. I mean, it would be fun to like have a 12-string for recording. I've thought about that.
Exactly.
Because I did try like the Nashville tuning on a separate guitar, and it's just not the same. It's not the same as being able to track with the same guitar. It's just the best. So anyway.
Oh, actually, when I bought this, or when we discovered it, the nut on the 12-string was completely split down the middle. And so I remember I went to bend a string, and the nut just went bam and opened up, and it was crazy. At that, I probably, maybe that was a sign that I shouldn't buy it. But the guitar shop offered to fix it for free, and I bought it, and yeah.
That's a really inspiring story of spending your money so responsibly.
It was
but I'm happy that
it's cheaper than a Pog, okay? And you have built-in octave fuzz if you have a fuzz pedal. You have built-in octave, octave sound.
Well, and you can't do the thing with the sympathetic resonance, where you strum one neck, but that neck's volume is off, and then you leave the volume up for this neck. It's pretty cool. It's a great effect, and I don't know. There's really nothing like a double neck. It's heavy. It's awkward. It's the worst to tune. There's no guitar. The only thing that would make it worse is if if both necks had a Floyd Rose, which I'm just having a stroke thinking about that.
Oh, you know what?
You know how Floyd Rose on that?
No. You know what? Gibson has those like automatic tuners.
You should put those.
Maybe that's what it's for. Is double necks.
The company that Gibson used, like they sell, you can buy them for $6 in a line headstock.
Tell me
you
things
could,
like
you
that.
could put them on here.
No. What size are the standard shims that StewMac sells?
They sell, because there's a shim in here for sure.
I shimmed it.
Okay. What did you put a shim in here?
I
with
think
a StewMac one?
No, I did put a StewMac one in.
Okay. Because they're 0.5 degrees, 1 degree, and then 2 degree, I think.
I think I have a 1 degree shim in here, and it still needs more.
Yeah,
I bought a 1 degree and a 0.5 degree, so I think I need to put the 0.5 in there too.
Yeah, if you stack them, that could help.
The problem is the neck isn't strong enough. Like it bows more when you do that. That's why it's fretting out here.
Interesting.
So she needs some love.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll take her to
some good loving.
Some professionals.
Okay, I think it's time to hear this fine instrument. So now Daylen is going to do us the honors of playing this monstrosity that he calls his own. So let's go. We got.
Let it be known, there is a chance that this is handcrafted in the USA. The Peavy Predator neck says that on the back, so I may have gotten an American instrument for a very good price.
I would say it's definitely handcrafted, judging by all kinds of metrics on this thing, both good and bad. So anyway, Daylen, you can mess around on my pedal board all you want.
We can do a little tuning montage first.
Ooh, yes, give us the tune. Can you read it if it's upside down? This is a video of all time.
One note, This guitar stays in tune better than any of my other guitars. I have a PRS and a Strat and a Taylor and a bass guitar, and this guitar, there's been times where like I haven't played it for like months, and it will still be like perfectly in tune. It's amazing.
Which is surprising considering how far out the bridge post over here is coming out. We'll do a close.
Sometimes when you're playing it, the tuning, the little tuning guys will slip, and you'll all of a sudden drop like a half note or whatever. So that's fun. This is the problem with, well, the one of the virtues of the 12 string. This neck is so narrow to have 12 strings on. So you really have to commit to some of the notes that you're playing and hope that the next string is not being muted.
Word. All right, so now I'm going to demonstrate the heavy metal capabilities of this device, which are probably not great considering the loud buzz that you're about to hear.
what Zach is demonstrating here is you can turn one guitar off and the other, you can turn the 12 string on and get some sweet, sweet reverb sounds out of the neck that you're not playing on. It's kind of a fun, washy sound.
I've just turned the reverb off, so now you can hear what it sounds like with no reverb.
This was honestly a little bit of a selling point with this guitar. She might be a little microphonic.
And the lower neck is, it's the Peavy neck. It's got a little fret sprout, but it's not the worst thing in the world.
It's not bad, other than being a little bit crooked. Zach has just found phase 3 of playing the double neck. Phase 3 is when you just resort to playing the 6 string because the 12 string part is just, it's quite frustrating to play. So you end up just playing on the 6 string.
That was not Tom Petty, in case any people from his label were asking.
Tuning montage. No scripts were harmed in the making of this video.
Oh, I do want to talk about the controls because they're kind of fun. So, on this guitar, you have the normal Strat controls down here, right? So you have tone, volume, tone, volume, and a 5-way blade switch. And then you might be thinking, well, how the heck are they controlling the controls for the other neck? Well, it turns out that this knob up here just controls the volume for this neck. And then this knob down here controls the volume for this neck. And then the switch controls the pickups for each of them. So you can do the... So yeah, that's how that works. I'm gonna stop doing this right now because it looks really dumb.
All right. Well, Daylen,
Beautiful instrument.
thank you for showing me this this beast and coming over to my humble abode and checking this thing out. Ty
Thank you
was
for having
here.
me.
He left to go to a wedding. He's going to be in some of this video, but anyway, he's a drummer, so it's kind of boring for him to be a part of this video. But yeah, Daylen's a good friend, and it's always fun to play guitar together. So maybe, who knows? Maybe we'll actually get together and like write a song that's not garbage.
Zach was as soon as I saw this, I was like, I got to get Zach to look at this because
so
Zach's
Zach's
the expert on things like this. He's the double neck expert.
I don't have one, so I need to get one to become a double neck expert. You know what I'm thinking is like get a Warmoth body and do like two. It's like a double Jazzmaster. That would be absolute fire.
I've seen those.
That'd be wild. And then the best part would be is if you put two Jazzmaster vibratos on it.
Oh Lord.
It'd be awful to tune.
Oh Lord.
All right. Well, I've been Zach. This has been Daylen. This has been the double neck, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.
Peace.
That was a really good clap.
There's too many chairs in this house. Okay, so say something like,
I'm thinking.
In a world of single neck guitars, do you ever wish that there was more?
Have you ever wanted to double the amount of strings you have in your house with just one guitar?
Have you ever wanted to tune 18 strings right before a gig?
Have you ever gotten into a queen bed and wish you had somebody with you? Have you ever picked up a guitar and felt like you didn't have enough fingers to play it? Have you ever picked up a guitar and it's been too heavy to hold on your own and you just felt like you needed a friend? Well, we have a guitar for you.
That was perfect. Honestly, I'm sure that will work just fine.